Welcome to NinonSpeaks. Yes, I am back again. I am obviously, as you all know out there, I am Ninon, and I disappeared. I went on a sabbatical, like everybody. You know, sometimes you have to have a break sometimes. And I decided that I was going to take a break and reorganize myself. So I'm coming back with Ninon Speaks. And there's a reason for that, because I want to promote, number one, we have a sponsor called TruIQ. And it's sitting right in front of me here. And we're going to talk about that with my guest, George. But also, I want to bring in a little bit of It's All About Drugs. We're having such a problem with drugs. And I think it's because the majority of people out there truly don't understand what they can do to you, and it's becoming a disaster. But anyway, we're going to make things a little up and happy and whatever goes out there, and that's why we have George Miklos.
Hello,
I don't know if I
Ninon.
said pronounced it
It's
right.
good enough.
But it's good enough. I hope so.
That's it. So how are you?
I'm absolutely wonderful, and it's great to be back. And I love I've had NinonSpeaks actually since 2005.
Okay.
And it's been out there, and then I had a young lady hosting it with me, AJ. She was fabulous, and now she's got her own show, which is pretty cool. I like that. And now I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, of course, you know, the Action Shot Productions. And of course, Steve is my producer.
I love his little studio
Do you
here.
like his little?
I love
It's a
it.
big studio, actually.
It
So, you
is.
know, it's you know.
I just like the colors and the way it
And then
looks.
I've got my beautiful logo
That's
here,
right.
actually. And so, how are you doing, George? I haven't seen you in a little while.
Been since the holidays, through
Yeah,
the holidays.
yeah.
How was your holidays? Everything good?
Everything was wonderful, absolutely marvelous.
Good, good.
I had a good time, and actually, New Year's, I made some New Year's resolutions, but I think I've sort of got lost.
I
Like everybody.
don't make them anymore.
They kind of get lost out there.
They do. By the time it turns 12:01, I've forgotten about them already. So,
It's terrible.
but everything's good.
Everything's good.
New
Now,
year, everything.
We've got in front of us, we've got this brand, which is TruIQ, and it's incredible. The reason I've put them kind of together with It's All About Drugs, because this is not a drug, but
No.
this is something that can cure the drugs.
Yes.
And I think, you know, that's why I kind of attach it. Maybe I'm doing the right thing, the wrong thing, I don't know. But I'm going to find out from you. Give me
Yes.
a little info about this product.
Well, real quickly, as you well know,
Yes.
TruIQ's been around about 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
And these products are very, very good. At first, I wasn't so sure. You
Well,
know,
you're
you
a
always
man.
hear about the right.
You're not man.
Is that what that?
Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, women are like, oh, yes, let's try it, let's try it, let's try it.
Well, I'm always skeptical.
Yeah.
And like you said, my wife, you know, Denise, she wanted to try this product. So we
Yes.
went to a meeting. And the first thing I thought was, oh, no, some more products is going to cost all this
More
money.
stuff, more things.
But I will tell you, in January of 2022, when we first began, just a year ago,
Year ago, yes.
when I first went to a meeting, she had already been involved a month or so, and I sat there and I listened. And I was miserable. I was overweight. The pandemic, I had sat around, and I did work here and
We
there.
all
but
went through this awful thing.
Gaining the
Actually,
weight
yeah,
and
I
sitting
was not
around.
affected by the pandemic at all. I continued doing what I was doing. I abided by the rules by wearing the mask, but I did go out. I went out a lot, but I was, you know, obviously, and kept things clean and everything else. But it really didn't affect me that much. And I also went on a sabbatical, so cool.
the sabbatical worked for you?
Yes, sure.
I ate my way through the
You ate your
sabbatical.
way. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm very
Chinese
strict.
food,
I'm very strict.
cheeseburgers,
Oh, no,
pizza.
I'm so strict with my weight.
I have no willpower for food. And when I played football, I was a lot bigger anyway, but I was in better shape. Then I just kind of...
What do you mean bigger? What did you? Have you shrunk?
Well, no, I was built
muscle,
more
muscle.
built.
So you had muscles instead
yes,
of fat.
right.
There's a big difference,
Now,
buddy.
right. I'm not going to tell you my body weight now, my percentage.
Well,
but
no, you've come
but,
down.
I
And
have.
we're going to talk about the product of why
Yes.
you came down, because this guy, he truly, George, has, you know, you've done a big turnaround.
Yes, I have in a lot of ways.
I don't know what that means, but anyway. So, What is the prominent thing here, I believe, is the CBX4.
That's their flagship product.
That's the flagship product.
Right, and
Oh,
you're familiar with that.
I have this. By the way, I'm a member. I am part of
Yes.
TruIQ as well. Denise, she got me as a member and everything else, and I'm trying to promote it because it works.
The funny thing is about CBD. Everybody's doing CBD now. Everybody's got a company with
This
CBD.
is still CBD.
It is, but the difference
this
is
a big but.
CBX4 is the name of this flagship
Yes.
product.
Yes.
It's
We
got
can both
4
hold
different.
one. Look at
Yeah,
this.
she's got the earthy flavor.
I've
I
got
now
the
take the
earthy.
cinnamon now. I've got
You
the
have
cinnamon
cinnamon.
flavor.
Cool.
And you take it. Some people want to take a dropper. You could put it underneath your tongue in the morning when you wake up.
Now, there's a reason why you put it under the tongue, right?
Yes,
Do
it's
you know the reason?
sublingual. It gets into your system within seconds under your
Do you
tongue.
know why it gets into your system in seconds? Because your teeth, that is one of the vulnerable places where the blood system starts. And when you go in there, this particular CBX4, it goes right into the bloodstream through
Immediately.
the teeth.
Within
Immediately,
seconds.
Within seconds. And you can actually feel it. No,
You
I'm
can
kidding.
count to 5, 6 seconds, and it's there. It dissolves.
It's all
And
dissolved.
it all reaches into your body. I use it for general maintenance, but
Yes.
folks use it to sleep better.
Yeah.
Some folks use it to lower their high blood pressure, used for diabetes, for heart patients.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is to cure a lot of... Can I brag about what it did to me?
Please,
Well,
they
let me
want to
tell
know.
you what it did for me. I don't know which camera to look in, that one or that one. Now, I want to include you in this conversation, so let's look in this one.
Hi, hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah, what a cute... What I started this and I became a member and everything else, and I bought a bottle, which was it's I don't know the cost of it, but anyway, that's beside the point. So I started taking it, and I only took it once a day. I know a lot of people
Right.
take it twice. They
You
take
can.
it in the morning and also at night.
Sometimes I do.
I take mine pragmatically. I take it all different times. Doesn't matter when I remember, but it is once a day. I had a goiter, which is it's a cancer lump that you have in your throat. I had it for at least, I think, 20 years. Well, I started taking this, and it's gone. There's a lump that starts right here, and it's gone.
How long did it take? How long did you notice it?
I hate to say this, but it only took like 2 months or a month. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to say 2 months to be safe. But it probably was about a month, 6 weeks.
It's amazing, isn't
But
it?
to me, because I had this thing, and it's cancer, and I thought to myself, Nina, you've got to be careful. And then all of a sudden I was like, when you swallow, you see the lump. And all of a sudden I'm swallowing and there's no lump. And so that had to be, but also I had a hip problem. That ran through the family as well. By the way, my goiter ran through my family. And then I had a hip problem on my right-hand side. And I don't know where that went, but it's not there anymore.
Did you have any medical expert or doctor look at you while you were taking the
yes,
product?
I was taking a pill every single day for my goiter. Every day, I forget the name of the pill, but every day, and I don't like taking pills.
So what did the doctor say after you go back
Well,
after
I
it
went back to
disappeared?
him, and I said to him, I said, I think my goiter's disappeared, but my doctor's, he's okay, but, and he said, well, you don't need the pills anymore. I said, no. I said, I haven't taken the pills, and I haven't taken the pills for 6-8 months.
Did he ask you what you were doing?
No, he did not.
Wow.
But I told him.
Okay. And what did you say?
But it seems that, and I know you're asking this question for a reason.
Right. Well, I
And
knew
then
my
you-
mom was a doctor, and she wasn't big on holistic medicine
That's
or this
exactly
modern day
that's
stuff.
exactly his. Oh, okay, he said. And I
Okay.
went.
So
what
he
do you mean,
kind of
okay?
so he kind of brushed you off
Yeah,
when
he
you
did.
said it.
He completely closed it out and brushed me off. And I thought, well, why? Aren't you a doctor and you want me better? Or you want me to still have the goiter and continue giving me pills and seeing me every 6 months to have x-rays and this and this and this? I have to have all this stuff.
And you asked him that. Or you told him
No,
that
I
you...
didn't tell
Oh,
him
I would
that.
have said
I
something just to
didn't
see
tell
what he
him
would
that.
have said. That's all,
No,
because
I
it sounds
was-
like my mom.
Because I just knew he was not interested.
Right.
And I thought, I'm not going to push it. He already knows that I'm like I'm a doctor's nightmare because I don't take pills. I don't
Right.
like pills. I
Right.
never have. And
And that's how they were trained, including my mother back in the 50s, prescription drugs. That was what you gave patients to help them, cure them, and keep them, whatever. And again, I don't want to go that far with doctors. They say, well, the doctors just want to see you so they can keep prescribing and making money. I don't believe all that.
I would not go that far. I think we need doctors. I think a majority of everybody is run by a doctor. But I remember being in, I think it was CVS. I was at this store and I was waiting to get a prescription, actually, my thyroid. And this woman had this basket and she had all these different things in here. And I said, oh, getting it for everybody. She said, oh, no, she said, this is for one person. That's
incredible.
And if you go into any pharmacy and you look back, you'll see all these pills. So I don't quite know what's up, but I do know that this worked. I know TruIQ worked for me. CBX4 worked for me.
The mist.
Wait a second.
We've
got the CBX4 body mist.
Oh, man.
If any woman wants to die and go to heaven, this is it.
I use it too. I use it on my knees when I'm working in the security business in Las Vegas. I'm on my feet 10, 12, 14 hours a day.
You're walking around on your knees?
Well, no, that's funny. I could go there with the knee thing, but I won't. But no, what I do is I wear, copper fit socks and stuff to keep me tight, because as soon as I get home and unbutton everything pops out. So
when real George appears.
Yes. When I work, I rub it on my knees, the mist.
Yeah.
And put my knee sleeves on, which I wear to keep support.
Yes.
And I can work 12, 14-hour days, no pain.
But it's with this.
Yes. There's no pain.
Do you ever put this on your face?
I have.
I put it on nearly every night.
Yeah.
I put this body mist, but it's rather different. And when I say it's different, it has a kind of a different texture. And it kind of rolls over your skin, and it's absolutely amazing when it kind of rolls over, and then I push it into my hair as well, so it can have a little bit of this.
That's why you don't look a day over 35. That's why.
I'm not going to say how old I am, because I've told so many people out there how old I am. So everybody out there knows how old I am. 39 and holding.
That's it. And holding. That's the key.
I'm holding. I've just been holding a long time. So anyway, so what I'm trying to explain right here is that this is for men and women.
Yes.
Because the majority of everything like that, this and the cream and the collagen, we've got to talk about the collagen cream. This is amazing. This is a CBX collagen cream. It's fabulous, which is, you can put on now. This is not the collagen cream.
That's the body lotion, which I do use, which has CBX4 in it. Just doesn't have the collagen.
That on too.
Yes, you can rub around.
Can you rub it into any pain or any place where you've got a kind of,
I'm amazed with these products. Again, I'm not going to sit here, it cures everything. It's not a cure. What it does is helps relieve the symptoms that you might have with pain or feeling rough skin.
But it also makes, I was going to say, makes the skin good.
Right.
I put this on my face. I put everything everywhere. And this is the micro. This we really have to talk about, because George talked about his overweight and everything else. So this is your story.
Of all the products that that TruIQ has, I love all of them. This is what got me, the micro. I'm telling you.
Why did it get you? There's lots of stuff out there, and you've tried lots of different stuff.
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't tried a lot of stuff. I've tried some.
So you've never had the desire and the inclination?
I love to eat. But as I got older...
Because of TruIQ?
Well, just before that, during the pandemic, I sat around and ate a lot. I went back to work in January for the Pro Bowl for the NFL.
Yes.
I couldn't button my jacket. I couldn't button my pants a year ago. I had to call my boss and tell him I can't wear a suit. What am I going to do? I was panicking almost. He goes, just put your pants on, wear a polo over it, and put your jacket on. You don't have to button it. So
cool.
I was happy. I'm glad that he worked with me. I weighed 285 pounds. I had gained like 30, 40 pounds during the pandemic. It was awful. And I was thinking, this is where it starts, being overweight and starting to feel heavy and dragging. I wasn't able to move around as quickly as I used to.
And then you became lazy. And
correct.
Then because you can't get up to move around, so you sit more.
Correct.
Is that how it works?
Pretty much, exactly is how it went. And Denise, of course, my wife, you need to get up and start exercising. You're looking like a Pillsbury Doughboy. And she's right. She could push.
That's my favorite commercial.
Right. That's what she would do. So I decided to try the micro. That was the one
Okay.
thing. The CBX4 and the micro is what I started.
What you
to do.
started with, yes.
So I started taking the micro, 2 pills a day. You eat breakfast. I started working again, so I was on my feet a lot working, and I happened to walk a lot. I don't know if it was just the timing and everything coming together.
It's all timing.
I worked
all
10,
timing.
12, 14 hours a day during the Pro Bowl and the draft. I was walking 10, 15, 20,000 steps a day, 10 to 12, 13
So with
miles.
that, and with this,
It dropped, Ninon. You wouldn't believe how it fell off.
and how long ago was that?
I started in February, the micro, and within 2 months, 2.5 months, I lost 45 pounds. Now, I don't tell people 2.5 months because now they think that I'm doing something illegal.
Oh.
Which you can't lose 45 pounds in 60 days. Well, I did.
Well, you did, yes.
The micro, you know what got me the most about the
What
micro?
did I get to?
It burns fat while you're sleeping.
Ooh, cool.
That's what got me the more than anything. I went, well, wait a second.
I don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do anything.
I love it.
But I did start, I was walking a lot, and I did start to work a little bit, work out a
And
little.
then you had your job that you were working
Yeah.
with and everything else.
So now, all of a sudden, I can button my pants, I can button my suit jacket now. Beautiful. I could use another 20, but I'm going to have to start exercising a little bit more to do that.
Yes, of course.
But I feel great.
Yes.
I can walk, I can run, I can sit. And again, I've never had a doctor, never had any heart issues or cardiovascular or strokes or cardiac arrest. None of that stuff. I've been pretty lucky health-wise.
Well, hang on a
I
second.
just wanted to keep
You're a
it
big
that
guy.
way.
You're what, 6'3"?
6'3", 250 now, 245.
6'3", 250. And what country are you from?
I'm Hungarian. My parents were Hungarian immigrants.
I
We love to
Do
eat.
you know something? No, but I
Bread.
love the Hungarians and the violin.
Oh, the gypsies.
Oh, the gypsy music and the
gypsy life.
violins. Oh, my goodness, it's fabulous.
That's why I became an actor, to live the gypsy life. My mother and
But you go to
father
a
were not
restaurant-
happy.
You go to a restaurant in Europe.
Oh, my gosh. Hungarian?
Yes.
Oh, my God. In Budapest?
Budapest. I was in Budapest.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful. Even
I
my
love Budapest because you've got the river between the
Pest and...
Pest, yes. In between.
Buda and Pest.
And
Yeah.
I stayed at the Intercontinental there, beautiful hotel. In fact, I had a Christmas there. I had a fabulous time.
In fact, Budapest now, since the wall fell 20, 30 years ago now, Budapest is now one of the leading cities of Western Europe now.
I'm not
Eastern
surprised.
Europe.
It is absolutely beautiful. I just loved it. Do you miss it?
I would love to go there again a couple more times. Yeah, especially now. I haven't been there since before the Iron Curtain. That's how long it's been for me.
Oh, well, I've been there. I was
Yeah,
there a
yeah,
few years
I'm
ago.
70s, early 80s was
Yeah,
the last time. My
yeah.
sister's been there more recent
Yeah.
and said it's way different now
Yes.
than it was when we were younger.
In fact, I was there, and getting off the plane with me was Jaja Gabor.
Oh, yeah? Ah,
And she had a little doggy with her and everything.
Of course she did. A
Really,
little
she always
tiny
had
one.
her little tiny doggy with her.
my father went to school with them.
Oh, really?
He used to tell me stories about them, the Gore sisters, all the time.
Yeah.
They were
Gabor,
beauty
they're
queens.
beautiful. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, in the
I
World
mean,
War
yeah,
II era, or just
beautiful.
before.
They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
beautiful, pretty
And they were about
people.
the same age and stuff. So
Yeah,
I hear
yeah,
stories about them all. I used to hear them all the time.
So this is why, because people from there are very, very sort of, big and
Yes.
masculine. And,
Again, my father, for being Eastern European, he was 6'2", 275. He was a big guy.
yeah.
And he was a military man. My whole background was military. And I'm grateful that I had the parents that I did. They didn't abuse drugs or alcohol or any of that kind of thing.
Prominent then. It's like, I think I got lucky because I was born in the time when, we didn't have all these drugs. We didn't have all these problems.
None of it.
My mum had 5 kids. I was the middle one. It's
Right
not so
there,
good
smack in the middle.
Yeah, I'm smack in
Too
the
younger,
middle.
too older.
Yeah, I was kind of missed out on everything.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I left home at 16, so that was the end of that.
Right.
And no, it wasn't. It was the beginning of my life, and it was fabulous. I've had the greatest life. But, but all these drug things, and that's why when I was talking about all this, TruIQ, CBX4, and it's all about drugs. And the reason I'm saying it's all about drugs is because every newspaper, everything is all fentanyl.
That's all you hear anymore.
And fentanyl, you take one, and the kids don't know whether to take one or two. Take two, and there's so many kids that are dying. And I had a children's show, a teenage show, and so I love the teenagers. I think they're absolutely amazing, but we're guiding them in the wrong way. and then they don't tell their mums. So what do you think about this? It's all about drugs.
You mentioned the fentanyl, and again, I'm going to go there in the early '80s. I was in my 20s in the '80s. I did my fair share of stuff. I sang in a band. I did all the things that are associated with that
promotes the
lifestyle,
drug scene, yeah.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that kind of thing.
I'm glad. I love it says sex first.
Right, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That's true. That's what it is.
But it's funny, the drugs back then, even though they were dangerous for you, now you can't even have a night out of the town without worrying about, well, now somebody offers you that stuff. I would second guess it now because fentanyl's everywhere now.
Well, you
they
don't know what
add
they're
it to
giving you.
everything.
But don't you also, and I don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm going to say it. Should you be careful when you're out, if, say, you get up to go to the bathroom or you go and dance or do something, you're afraid somebody might put something in your drink?
In today's world, I mean, that's been a possibility the last 30 years with drugs, people
I think
putting
it's more
cocaine in people's
prominent-
drinks. But
I
now,
think it's more prominent now.
Sure.
Because when you say no, no, I don't take drugs, which I don't personally. But when you say no, and they, well, we're going to test
yeah,
her.
right. And you get up,
So
go to
what
the
do you do?
bathroom, and they put
Something in your drink?
It's terrible. You have to have your drink with you at all times. I would never. First of all, I don't do that kind of lifestyle anymore. But if I were to go to a bar like that or a nightclub, I would take my drink unless I trusted the people at the table. I would take my drink to the restroom
You
or
could even
wherever I
trust
go.
the people at your table, but they might want to say, let's have a bit of fun. Let's put something and see how he acts or something. I think it's done for fun. I don't think it's done deliberately, personally.
No, but that's a criminal act now. God forbid something were to happen and you OD'd or had to go to the hospital or worse, they would be criminals, criminally.
Well, they would never admit it, though, would they?
Well, somehow they would have to
find out.
Re-step all the steps and find out.
The reason I'm bringing that up is that I'm trying to put out there for people to be careful.
Yes, of course. The best thing to do is don't do drugs.
Well, no, don't assume that everybody is nice out there. Though.
No.
Don't assume that everybody is for your interest and their interest. So, and I hate to say that, but when I had my program, Voices of Tomorrow for the Younger Generation, I gave them a platform that they can be anything they want. They can do anything they want. I don't care what color they were. I didn't care what religion they were. I didn't care how much money they had or didn't have. Didn't matter.
Right.
You can still be something because God gives you something. You're given something. Everybody is given a gift.
You may not find out for a long time, but it's there.
Do
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You know something? You just said the truest word.
Which one?
You have it,
yes.
But you might not find it.
Right, and that's a tragedy for a lot of folks, that if you go throughout your life and never find...
And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because you have to earn a living, and you have to bring money in.
Right.
Every day.
And that kills a lot of dreams.
And that kills the dreams because you've got a reliable job, and you know that money's coming in. You can't really take that break to do something you'd really, really like.
Right, because then you...
What would you? All right, I'm going to ask you a question. What would you really like to do? Are you doing it?
Well, I'm still Well, actually, once a week, and I'm doing it now. I love being on. I love being broadcasting. Yes. I have a degree in radio and TV communications. I always had this dream of becoming a DJ and playing my own music that I played in the band on the air.
Do you know I did that?
That would be.
I did DJing.
Yeah, it was fun back in the day.
There was only one problem. I had to have a camera on me, and I didn't have a camera. No, I didn't have a camera. I was locked in this room. And it was quite a large room, but there's all these things. The little things you put. Whoops, sorry about that. All these different things you push around, and there's keys and everything else.
Right.
And then you play all the music. But I was stuck in a room and no one could see me. I'm a little vain. I guess.
I'm more of a front of the camera guy.
I love the camera.
My production skills. I went to school for it, but I don't have the production skills that you need today, like Steven does to operate all this stuff. There's no way.
Fake it.
Well,
fake it and
I can fake it in front of the camera. Behind the camera would take me forever. Yeah. But I also chase acting too. I love to act. In fact, I just auditioned for a film with Mark Wahlberg, who just moved here.
Really?
Mark Wahlberg now lives in Las Vegas, and he's trying to make Vegas the second Hollywood, which I've heard for 30 years since I've lived here.
But I think it's really happening.
It's starting to. They're building studios, and he said he wants to turn Las Vegas into the next Hollywood. He knows there's a lot of talent here.
He's coming in at the right time, and there's a lot of talent here, tremendous amount of talent.
And I've worked with a lot of talent around here, and some may never make it because they just don't have the right connection or the wrong place at the wrong time.
I think a lot of people think they're actors, and they really aren't. It's something.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there like that. Then they get onto a set, and then they don't know what to do and how to handle, and then
Right.
then they think they're superstars,
Right.
and,
Yeah.
and they're not. They're an extra, and so it becomes a little complicated. But yeah, I've done movie stuff. I've done quite a lot of it.
Well, in today's world, and I remember somebody telling me this years ago, that if you're going to make it in Hollywood nowadays, you have to be more than just an actor, more than just a writer, more than just a producer. You have to have a little bit of all of it in you.
Yes.
So that's why I am starting to write my own screenplay with another friend of mine, and it's an old Hungarian vampire story.
All about men.
And right, you can see the
I
teeth
figured
growing,
that.
the teeth growing on right now. But no, so that's what you have to do if you want to make an entertainment. You have to broaden your horizons and learn a little bit about everything.
I think
you don't have to be
you know,
the expert.
in
all
other
of
words,
it.
you have to be talented.
Yes,
You've
yeah,
got to be
you do.
talented. You've got to have, and it was funny you should say that, because a lot of them, you know, we've gone crossed over subjects, haven't we?
Yes,
but
we have.
a lot of things that they sing and they dance. But if you think of the old movies, they all sung and they all danced.
All of them.
And you know, Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra was more of a he didn't dance a lot, but he still could.
Well, all those musicals back in the golden
Yeah.
age of Hollywood, that would be expensive today
Yeah. Oh.
to
do
produce.
that. Yeah.
You know, in Hollywood back then, all the Gene Kelly stuff and all that kind of movies that were great. Even Lucille Ball did.
She was fabulous.
She was, but it's more expensive nowadays to do that stuff. So that's why now, with all this technology, we're able to sit and do a podcast
Yes.
in a studio or in your own home. Even some people do
Yes,
that.
I think it's
And you
opened
can
up
record
to a lot
it.
of hams.
Yes.
You know, everybody is a ham.
But
Well, not
the
everybody.
cream will rise to the top no matter
Always
what.
does, yeah. The professionals or the people that, and you don't have to be a professional, I don't think. It's just something you have within you.
Which angers me a little bit, because you see some of these folks out there that've never done it in their life, and all of a sudden 1 million followers.
I know.
They're like, well, wait a second.
I've been trying all this time.
Right. You have to take your clothes off in a lot of situations to get those 1 million followers. But like the
Whoa.
Kardashians, my gosh, nobody knew who they were until Kim's sex tape came out, and then now she's, worth $500 million.
Well, you know what I always
Yes.
say? It's not all about money. Life is not all about money.
It's not, but I'd like to have some of it. You don't have to have the whole pie. I'd like to have a healthy slice of it. That's all. I don't need... Now everybody, there's a song out there now that I want to be a billionaire. Well, you have to become a millionaire first.
All right, so now you start taking CBX4
CBX4
and get your act together, get
Yes.
your thoughts together, get everything together, because this will do that.
It will.
And I have to, I mean, I don't like to push anything. As you all probably know, I'm not one of these people that advertise a whole bunch of stuff. I don't. I've never done that. If I'm in a restaurant, you know, I've toured different restaurants, and I was in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and it was my mother's house, and it was fabulous. But now I'm going to go to maybe another restaurant. But more than that, I'm at Action Shot Productions, and they're in their studio, and I happen to like it here. The only problem is this guy lives miles. He lives in,
Yes,
where does he live in?
Siberia.
We're in Siberia at the moment.
I will tell you...
And there is snow in the mountains
Right.
to prove it.
Yeah, and it was cooler over here.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned a word just recently when you just were talking about you don't like to push. And that's the good thing about this. We're not here to push anything.
No.
You share it. George, how'd
That's
you
right.
lose all that weight? This is what I did. And if they say cool and they want to take a little closer look, then we go into a little deeper conversation about
Absolutely,
it.
and find
If
out
not,
what it
it's
does.
okay.
And you know something, I'm also going to say, it's not everybody that will gain from this. There's not everybody will gain from this.
Right, it might be
but
something
what
else.
I would say to try it, at least try it.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And sometimes we say, oh, it didn't work. Well, not every pill works for every person, because our metabolism is very different. Everybody is kind of different.
And that's why they say give it 90 days.
Yes.
3
Give it-
months.
yes.
We're all different. This product may not work for you, but it might work for someone else in your family, or you might know somebody else it might work for.
Yeah.
The CBX4.
Now, where is they're in Arizona, aren't they?
No, they're Utah.
Utah.
Right up the road. They're about 8 hours near Salt Lake City.
Near Salt Lake City.
They own 300 acres.
And that's where their plantation
That's where, and they
is.
use only, believe it or not, they only use like 30 acres of the 300 right now
Well,
to
it's
make
gonna
these
get
products. Oh, yes. And you're welcome to go up there twice a year. One when they plant everything.
Yes.
And the second time you can come up there during the summer.
And see it all growing.
Yes, and you
Cool.
can pick your own plant, and they'll put your name on it. So when
There
it's
you
ready
are.
to
Well,
roll.
on that, we're going to put your own name on it. We're going to have to close out because half an hour went by awfully fast.
Already?
Already it's gone. It's gone, unfortunately. But I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. We covered a lot of different stories, a little bit of history of George, a little bit of history of Ninon, but most of all, the history of CBX4, because it is amazing. It is wonderful. And look, it helped me. What else can I say?
And it
George,
helped me.
and it helped
And I
me.
love doing this show with Ninon. She's just absolutely wonderful.
Why
And
not George?
we
We're
work
gonna
very
keep
well.
Going. Yeah, we're going to keep going on this. It's going
Plan
to
on
be
it.
the Ninon and George show, and we're going to sort of, although it's called NinonSpeaks.
It's called NinonSpeaks. I'm good with that.
Are you all right with that?
I can live with being a co-host. I can live
You're
with
not
that.
a co-host. No, I don't like co-hosts.
Okay, so
You're
Ninon
just-
Speaks with George.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. It's
I can
Ninon
live with
and,
that.
it's Ninon and George. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Very good.
And don't forget to pass it on to your friends and share it and do all that lovely stuff. And I will be back pretty soon. I'm not going to say I'm back every week because we're sort of... I
We're
don't want it every
experimenting.
week. I don't want it every week. I might have come back in 5 days. Anyway, enjoy it. And don't forget to go to NDD Network. That's where you're going to see the show. It's absolutely fabulous. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will be back with George whenever. Soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.